Welcome back. Welcome back. Just give me a sec. I found these cotton balls and I'm not sure how long they've been here, but I'm excited about them, so I'm playing with them for a sec. Just give me a minute. Sit down, do your thing. Can you hear that? Just want to be comfortable. Alright, so how's your week been? What? Oh no, honey. No. We're gonna leave that bullshit at the door. And I'm gonna pluck away that bad energy. How does that sound? Great. I'm gonna use this clothespin too. Are you ready? Okay. Does this feel nice? Are you starting to feel the crap melt away? Great. Yeah, there's some kind of aggressive ones. No, it's no worries, no problem. We should be able to take it away, no problem. Alright, so I hope that feels a little bit better at least. Now that we're into Harmony Central, Harmony vibes, and we're about Libra, are you ready to get into some of these personality traits? Speaking of that, before I get into it, I do want to go over something that I haven't mentioned in the previous classes. But I do think it's important that I go over it. So we have to remember that all of these personalities and attributes and qualities that are linked with Libra, they're just things that we've linked with Libra for a long time, but you have to remember that every single person can have any personality trait or quality that is on this list. These just happen to be the ones that have been longly attributed with our Libra friends. So, just like all of us were made of, like, even in astrology, we have got an entire birth chart that's got multiple houses in it, and I think most have probably even heard about their sun and moon and ascendant or rising sign, and I think maybe for Scorpio class we might go over that as a present, but until then, there's a lot of things that make up every single person, just one person, and so take all of this once again worth a grain of salt. It's fun to explore the topics nonetheless, but keep in mind, just because you know someone's a Libra doesn't mean you know their whole life story. Now that that's out of the way, Libra is the Venus-ruled air sign of the zodiac. Thanks to Venus, the planet of love, harmony, and beauty, Librans are typically really good at mediating as well as people-pleasing and noticing injustices. They justice. And the ones that I found were so pretty, made of all types of materials. But of course, unfortunately, it's not the easiest to get things where I live, even through the internet. So the things that I wanted either didn't ship here, or the ones that I did find just weren't the look that I was going for Libra. So instead, I found something that's been lying around in my house for a couple of years, but it has the same kind of textures and materials that I was looking at, scales, besides like the brass. It's just, you'll see. So it's this. I'm not exactly sure. I think it's like it could be a lamp. You could open this little door right here and put like a candle or a light, something inside. And it's also got this glass that I thought we could enjoy these sounds of. We've got kind of this textured metal, or perforated, I'm not sure what that would be called exactly, but regardless, it's supposed to be like a brass metal kind of thing. Underneath it's just black. Leave it over on the side like usual, and then you can pick it up after. Whatever. Okay, so moving into the constellation astronomy part. In ancient China, the constellation was known as Shou-Sing, meaning the star of longevity. It has become known as Tian Qing, meaning the celestial balance. Do you remember last week how we were talking about Chinese astronomy a little bit? And from the little bit that I've gathered, it seems like it's an emperor of the sky as the god of the sky, and he's got like this massive palace made up of the constellations, and each constellation is a different palace for different activities and different chambers for different things. So, for example, the Libra constellation makes up a palace called D or Die. I'm not sure which one, but it is the palace where the emperor goes to spend the night with his wife or his concubines. So, a celestial pound down, a cherry pie in the sky, a massive taco fest with one sausage. D or Die is also the name of the third Chinese lunar mansion, and usually means rude owing to its appearance in the morning skies of early October. In Western astronomy, Libra is Latin for the scales and is one of the 48 constellations originally found by Ptolemy. Which was a astronomer that lived in the 2nd century. In modern times, it is one of the 88 known and recognized constellations. It is also the 29th biggest constellation out of all 88 of those. Hold on one sec, my phone just, I got a message and I gotta look at it. Just hang on. be back. He's totally obsessed with monkeys recently. It's like a little Animal Planet book. Snap, and snap. Okay. Okay, that is sent. Alright, so where were we? We just finished with astronomy, so we were probably going into mythology at this point. Yeah, okay. Ancient Egyptians believed that the Libra constellation was also a representation of scales as well, but these scales of justice would be used for when a human would die, and they would weigh their heart on these scales of justice to see if they would gain entrance into the afterlife or not. When it comes to Greek mythology, the Greeks didn't actually recognize Libra as a separate constellation at all. They lumped it in with the Scorpion constellation and they called it his claws, the Scorpion's claws. has flown out twice already, so I'm gonna put that on the side for you because I think it's just jumping out for some attention. So I'm gonna put that one on the side, and you're gonna get 2 cards. So once again, tell me when you're ready for me to stop. Sorry about that. Tell me when you're ready for me to stop. All right? Okay. Okay. So we're gonna pull from the top. And you got the 9 of Wands. So we've got this man. He looks kind of sad, don't you think? Alright. So the other one that jumped out though was the Knight of Pentacles, and doesn't look sad at all. Looks kind of in control, looking around a little bit though. So let's see what the message is for you today. We'll go with the Knight of Pentacles first because that was the first one to fall out. Alright. So this one, the Knight of Pentacles. More than the other knights, this one is in a defensive posture. He has been through battles and adventure and is probably ready to rest a while. Although not in the middle of a battle, this knight is alert and diligent. He will always guard himself and whatever or whomever else needs protecting. You have fought some battles and enjoyed some adventures. Now you'd like to rest and regroup, maybe spend some time enjoying quieter, more domestic scenes. Take some time off and make yourself feel safe if necessary. You may need to adopt a protective or defensive stance. Be aware of resting on your laurels or stagnating. If you had a traumatic experience, do not let it paralyze you or become an excuse for not moving forward. Wow. Seems to be resonating with the energy that we kind of started off with when you came in. Is everything alright? Alright, well. Energy is very important. I'm not going to tell you to stay positive through it because that shit can be toxic as fuck. But what I will say is, I hope you do take care of yourself throughout this. Remember, there are people who care about you that want you to reach out to them if you need it, myself included. And just keep that in mind. There are always people that love you, alright? You're never alone. Okay? Whatever it is. Alright, yeah, okay. It's not a big deal. Fine, whatever you say. Just in case. So let's move on to the Knight of Wands. And I fear that Knight of Wands doesn't look much happier, but let's hope for the best. Okay. The Nine of Wands. A tired soldier retreats from it. Oh. So the Nine of Wands. A tired soldier retreats from an insurmountable blockade. He is holding himself up by his will, represented by his wand alone. He did not expect this failure and is puzzled by this situation. His experience did not reflect his expectations. The tiny scarab to his right indicates the quiet voice of his soul. Like the Hermit of Major Arcana, IX9, the warrior must retreat and regroup. He must compare what he believes to his worldly experience and reconcile them. You are caught by a failure unawares and things did not turn out as you planned and you aren't sure why. Take time to reflect, to determine what happened and why. Learn from this situation and resume the battle. Be aware of despair. While the situation is difficult and perhaps confusing, do not give up. Withdraw to heal and learn, not to escape life. Alright, so exactly what we were just saying. No matter what it is, you are not alone. Please don't isolate, self-isolate, and if you do, try to take as good care of yourself as you can, whatever it is that's going on, whether it's really a big deal or not, like you say it is, like you say it isn't. I'll never judge you for your issues.